And how does a step-parent build a good relationship with kids, and what do the kids need from their stepmom or stepdad? And to know more about this, we are now connected with psychologist Widya Sari. So Widya, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining our show today, Widya.
Ah, there she is on the screen.
Hi,
Hi.
hello.
So Widya, first of all, it's not only stepmother that has notorious stigma, but step-parents have notorious stigma of being evil, being sometimes, not really listening about the kids. But how does one erase that stigma so that he or she can build a trust with their stepkids?
Well, first of all, this is a very intriguing topic because even step parents themselves don't talk a lot about this.
Wow.
Step family is a common family form, yet the negative stereotypes still exist as the fairy tales pass through generation, right? And the damage of this stigma is real. Research shows that stepmothers have more difficulties than stepfathers in terms of adjusting to the new family life. So to conquer the negative stereotype or stigma is to realize, to take this as important matters and to give time to work on it. Well, it takes two to tango means that stepmothers cannot work this out alone, or stepfathers cannot work this out alone too without the support from the other counterparts.
So, sometimes it's hard, right? If you enter somebody's life in the middle, like when they're already having a path or some kind. So how do you think a step parent has this kind of psychological trick to actually be smoothly coming into the kid's life?
The fact is, it's quite tricky because every family is different. When you're dealing with daughters or sons, that would be different. This is the first time you have that parents role. You already have your own children too. That would be also different. The most important thing is to be aware about what you are stepping into. Learn about the habits, the patterns in the family, especially in the situation of the child. And it's definitely not one-time session. It could be a lifetime journey because people grow and change. So approaching means learning. That's the only trick.
Wow.
Now, also people's lives are changing. People go through different phases, from being a kid to being a teenager to being adolescents. Now, is there any different approaches from being a step parents to kids or to teenagers or to adolescents? Can you share with us a bit more on that?
There are different characteristics associated with young and teenager or adult children. They have different perspective about the separation of their parents. They have different expectation from the new family member. They have different needs, and of course both are complex, depends on their own uniqueness. For adult children, they can be involved in deep talks. Teenagers also, they also have the capacity to criticize, so be ready. Meanwhile, the young children express their thoughts and feeling in a lot different ways, sometimes trivial, which also not easy. So each of them have their own challenges, understanding and empathizing what your stepchild may be going through can help you navigate how to create a healthy relationship with them.
That's really interesting that if we talk about empathizing, Widya, because I've seen some success stories where step parents can blend in and can go hand in hand with their stepkids. But there are some cases as well that it doesn't go that direction, right? So what if the stepchildren reject the step-parents? What should they do?
Okay. Anger, resentment, disappointment, and jealousy, they are normal. Both ways, Those feelings can come from you as a step-parent and also can come from your stepchildren. Please manage the expectation. But in this case, where the rejection is from the children, the first thing to understand is that their experience determine their perception. Both parents, stepmom and father, or stepfather and mom, need to be wise and considerate when dealing with this issue. Closeness develop over time, and it should not be rushed. It's better for you to seek support, but very careful not to make the counterparts take sides, which can expand the step gap. We call it step gap.
Okay.
So it takes patience and move slowly.
Yes.
Let it.
It's
let
just
it
like in
process.
romantic relationship.
Yeah,
where
you
you go
need time to know each other
Yes.
better.
Pull
right?
and push.
But okay, so if like a step parent come into a family with kids and he or she also brings kids, right? So is it going to be difficult, more difficult? As in, there are two types of kids in the family right now, original biologically from one mother, and then the other one is not, or the others are not. So how do you think that they can have a good treatment? So if we see from understanding of the kids themselves, they don't feel they are treated differently.
It's going to be more complex, definitely more complex. But both type of children, regardless they're biological children or stepchildren, they have the same need. They also need to feel safe, feel cared for, and prioritized. So it's important for both parents to show support for good relationship between children and their biological parent or their stepchildren with their biological parents first, especially their father or their mother who the first time they live with. They need to they need the reassurance that the relationship is not based on competition.
Now, in the process, the original or the authentic parents may also play a role in sort of creating a smooth entry for the step parents. What would you say
Yes.
their role in this process?
So the thing that should be expected between the step parents and stepchildren is they treat each other with courtesy and respect. So it is the biological parent who has the responsibility to make sure that the family are on the way to meet this expectation.
So it's
So
like
the
the
biological
glue.
parent makes the bridge.
Right. So
Right.
that's like the glue factor of
Yeah.
all this
Yes.
meeting
So,
two.
yeah, talking about the glue though that connects each one another, right? So should the step parents, in this case, could be stepmother or stepfather, should be a bridge for their spouses or their partners' difficult situation. Should it be the case?
Yes. So they have to play that role because they are the first who close to their own child, right?
And I think over communication is so much better than not communicating enough for the biological parents, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Widya?
Okay, so I mean,
Yes.
okay, if you have like a parent and then suddenly they are not there anymore and then somebody is replacing, so it's like a competition, right, for the step parents from the old one to the new one. So do you think it's better that the specific step parent adopt the same style of parenting to the children, or it can be any other type?
Yeah. The current blended family must be different from the former nuclear family. So the parenting style can be different, depends on the situation of the child. But this matter must be discussed with the counterparts, with the biological parents. So it could be the same or different. It depends on the situation.
All right. So thank you so much, Widya, for your insight, and it's
You're
been really
welcome.
fruitful and it's been really informative for us.